Back to Aussie Backyard Harvest. I'm Jay. Live a little bit earlier today. I've got a couple of plants that I need to get into the garden. We picked up a few plants over the weekend. No, before the weekend. Today's Friday. And let me just move into the shade a little bit here. There we go, that's better. Just going to be planting a few plants. We'll do a walk up past the bees. Generally on our lives, it's too late to see the bees really doing much. So we'll take you down this way and we will start with the honeybees. I'll give you a quick little glimpse of the native bees as we walk past. So we've just recorded a video of the honeybees. We opened up the hive, had a look inside. Found the queen, or Danny found the queen. If you're interested in honeybees or the rest of our content, hit the subscribe button and you'll be able to see the video of the bees. It'll go up a little bit later today. Turn you around and we can have a little look. The bees have just sorted themselves back out after us jumping in through their hive. So everything in there looked really nice. There was one frame that had a little bit extra comb on there than I would have liked, but I'm not worried about it yet. So we'll just keep an eye on that next week. We'll probably do another inspection next week, and see how long it'll be until we need to up them up into a full beehive. This is just a little 5-frame nucleus hive. You can see, I'm not sure if you can see this bee, it's got pollen on its back legs. Most of the pollen that's been coming in is from a light yellow, I'd say almost an off-white to a dark orange is what we're getting at the moment. We don't seem to have any of the crazy colors that some people show on their bees. Some people have blue and stuff like that. All of these bees that are coming in at the moment have got the same pollen, so they're all working on the same flowers at the moment. See if I can get in close enough without disrupting the bees too much. One's coming in now. Not sure if you could see the pollen on that one, but we will head around. Let me turn you guys back around while I walk down. They're European honeybees. We're in southeast Queensland at the moment and it is spring. So all the flowers are blooming. The bees are just starting to get onto a really good flow of nectar. And you can see that the nucleus of bees that we have there have really taken off. So I'm guessing within the next, I'd say month, we're going to be putting them into a full beehive. But we will take you over to the native Australian bees. Can't go into these ones anymore. The boxes are filling up, and this one does not have an observation window, but we can see them coming and going. These bees here are Australian natives, they don't really have a common name, so their scientific names Tetragonula carbonaria. People seem to just call them TCs. Let me just have a look through some of the comments here. I am Shadow Stickman. Hello, I'm well, thank you. What type of bees are they? These ones are the Australian natives. The ones that we just looked at were European honeybees. Kung Fu Panda, welcome. Thank you for being here. Australian natives bees are stingless. They don't have any sting. They can have a small bite. They generally don't even do that to us. That's more to keep other pests out. Lots of the problems that these guys have is other insects. Little flies that come in and try and lay the eggs in the brood or honey or pollen from the Australian natives. But we'll do a bit of a walk down the garden, and then I have a couple of plants at the other end that I need to put in, so we'll do that on the live as well. Starting at this end, there is lemongrass. That one's in a pot because if you plant it straight in the garden, it will take over. It's a grass and it will just continue spreading. That one is sweet potato. The leaves are actually a little bit droopy because it's quite hot at the moment. I'll give that a really good water this afternoon. Pumpkin, this is growing. You could almost watch it grow with how fast it's growing. And then citrus. So that one's lemon. That one's orange, and behind the orange is mandarin. In the coming weeks, you will see quite a big change in our backyard if you've subscribed, and that plant will be moved out that way. But in this garden, we also have a few herbs in amongst there. Then we have beetroot. I'm trying to point to the plants without looking at my screen, and you couldn't even see my hand. Zucchini, carrots, tomato. That's on a lean-to tower. So once the tomato reaches the top, we don't have to cut it off. We can just lower the strings. So there is one. I have 3 of them. They'll all be running off the same main plant. Reach the top, lower them down, and just put a bow at the bottom. By the time that they've got all the way up there, the fruit at the bottom will be finished anyway. So it will just be a stem with a bow in it. Be able to have them at a working height all season. Once we go in a little bit further, herbs at this end, cucumbers at the back, onions, and then we have rocket at the front that will grow all through summer. But these leafy greens here probably only have another month or 2. And then they will bolt, go to seed, and we will collect the seeds for next year. Strawberry plants. And mint, that's another big one. If you're going to plant mint for whatever you need mint for, make sure you plant it into a pot. If you don't, it will take over the entire garden. We learned that the hard way the first time we planted mint, planted it in this garden here, and it sends runners underground or at least under the mulch. Almost the entire garden pops up, and then it takes months and months of picking it out and pulling roots to get it all the way back out. A bushing tomato supposedly doesn't need any trellis or supports or anything. So I've planted it with nothing, and we'll see how that goes. Cilantro, or can't actually remember what the other name for it is. Some people think it tastes like soap. I disagree. There's onion here. A little bit hard to see at that angle. It's not growing as well as the other onion. This is yellow capsicum. We're going to plant that one here. We have king purple beans. They've got themselves hooked into the ground and ready to go. And then this end of the garden is currently empty. I'm going to plant a spaghetti squash, which is looking a little bit sad. So hopefully it will be fine once we get it into the ground. It has the things that curl up and hook into, it looks like more of a climbing plant than the beans do. I'm not sure if it's going to climb up, but if I'm going to plant it right next to the edge where there is some mesh there, some chicken wire for it to climb. So we'll move back over to this one here. I'll put you guys down. And we will get this one into the ground. Just going to pop over and grab some fertilizer. I know you can see me on the screen, but I am on my way back now. I have the fertilizer. All right, I am back. Alejandro, mate. Are you from Australia? You just heard the accent. We're in southeast Queensland here. Where are you guys from? of an earthworm. The garden has lots of compost, organic matter. Just going to add in a little bit of fertilizer there. Give it a real quick mix in, just to help the plant a lot on its way. This is the long, sweet yellow capsicum. If you guys are going to use water out of the hose on a hot day, just run the hose for a couple of seconds before you get it on the plant. The water's extremely hot, or it can be anyway. The plants are having a hard enough time with the heat, and this one with it being transplanted, that it doesn't also need to get burnt by the water. Just let it run in the water now, just cool it down before I get in there. All right, nice and cool. Come over the top with some water. And give it a really good water in. And then we'll get it covered up with mulch to try and keep that cool. That plant there should take off well, I'm expecting. It's yellow capsicum. Long yellow sweet, I think it was called. I won't water it in on top of the mulch until this afternoon, just to try and protect it from the heat. And I will set you guys down again right here. And we are going to be planting this one, which is spaghetti squash. It's an heirloom squash, so we'll see how this one goes. This end of the garden is going to be a little bit drier. It's still okay. Currently there's nothing down this end. Still holding itself together. I'll put a little bit of water in the bottom of this one before we plant it in. A little handful of fertilizer. I might actually move this closer to the edge. I'm going to have to redo what we were just doing, but that's okay. This end's got a bit more stuff that hasn't been broken down as much. We just haven't been watering this end because it doesn't have any plants, but it won't take long now that we're putting something in here, and we'll water it each day. With the organic matter. Oh, sorry. Knocking you guys. Give it a big drink, and then we will cover it over with mulch. We won't water it on top of the mulch until later in the day. I won't get the leaves too wet on this one. Cover it back over to try and keep that water cool. Clean up a little bit. I appreciate you all staying here with me. Put these over to the edge. Fertilizer back up here. Give you guys a bit of a wide shot. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen then. So you can see this end is quite empty. And then as we move down the garden, we get more stuff going on. If anyone had any questions about the garden, about what our future plans for the backyard are, or about our pets, or our pet bees, let us know. I'm going to move up here into the shade. We will do a quick walkthrough of the garden again, starting out with the pollinators. I'll turn you guys around. My name is Jay. This is Aussie Backyard Harvest, the YouTube channel. We're having a look through our backyard now. We've just come up to look at the bees, the honeybees. So I'll turn you around. This was a swarm that we picked up. We've just gone through the hive this morning, so there'll be a video about that in the next couple of hours. So hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see the bees. Draw. You can pop on and have a look at that one after this video if you'd like. They're not flying in when I'm that close. All right, I'll take you back down. We will look at the Australian native bees, and then we will do a once over of the garden. And then I'll go back to work, just having a little break here at the moment. Let me show you guys the Australian natives. Australian native bees are stingless. Their hives are completely different to honeybees. They make a really small amount of honey per year. You can see this one here bringing out, I'm not sure if you've seen me go past, it was actually the maggot of a pest fly. I had a bit of a look in there the other day and they're handling them quite well, but this is a brand new hive. Sorry about the noise. Alright, one quick walk through the garden. If you have any questions or wanted to see anything else in the garden, let me know. We have lemongrass and sweet potatoes. Lemongrass in the pot because it would take over if you just let it go in the garden. Sweet potatoes is in a pot, so it's easier to harvest. Pumpkin. This area here is actually a concrete slab. It's covering it in straw. So the pumpkins have a bit of a pumpkin patch, and it's an unusable area for the garden that now becomes usable. And then I can use the rest of the garden to plant other plants and not have to worry about the pumpkin taking over. And I can also keep the grass cut without having to worry about pumpkins over it as well. So we have citrus trees, corn, more citrus, tomatoes, zucchinis, excuse me, some herbs, cucumbers, onions, leafy greens, cucumber and capsicum. I'm not sure if I just said that. Leafy greens, strawberries, mint. If you're going to plant mint, make sure you plant it in a pot and not straight in the garden, because it will take over like nothing that I've had before. Tomato, some more onions. There's the brand new long yellow capsicum. Beans. If you look over the beans, right over the end there is a spaghetti squash. If you hit the like button, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you for everyone that has done so. Hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see any more of our backyard. But this is Aussie Backyard Harvest. I'm Jay, and this is my garden.